So I thought you guys might be interested in seeing the progress I've made here. Remember I was talking about my pack and I showed you some of the components. Well, now I have mounted the BMS on the side with some double-sided tape, and all of the lead wires that run from the BMS and have all been run and soldered to each of the cell groups. So what I have is this is my ultimate negative, and then so that's got a big negative wire and also a small lead for the balancing mechanisms, and then for each of the cell groups it just has the one white wire all done in order all the way down to the last cell group, which is red. And then coming off the BMS, these are the temperature probes which I will put in, and then the main negative goes into this side of the BMS, and then it comes out on the other side of the BMS. So from the rest of the world, this will be the main negative coming out of the battery, and then I will attach a red wire here, be the main positive coming out of the battery, and then I'll put those together with, well, I'll show you what that's going to look like. So anyway, when I have the red and the black coming off the battery, I'm going to put one of these XT60 connectors on the end, so that I can just plug into the battery for wherever it's going. And then, as I was explaining, this over here is the Bluetooth connection, and I'll show you a little bit about how that works here in just 1 second. Okay, so the software that connects to the Bluetooth is only available on Android, so I had to scrounge up an old Android phone that I had that works. It's not connected to cellular network anymore, but as you may know, that you can still use them. So the software is this right here. Once it starts up, I'll be able to pick the connection, and that's this BMS right here. That's the only one that's really connected to, although it was finding other Bluetooth connections available. And there you can see it's made the connection, and the light on the Bluetooth dongle has come on. All right, so it's operational, and hopefully you can see this. It's not the best on the picture. I mean, you can see it really well in person, but the video doesn't come through. There, it's a little bit better. See, it's showing the temperature. There's a lot of different things you can do on this thing. If I go to battery state, it's going to show my overall voltage at 57.85, and that's reading directly off of this battery. I can go in and change different parameters on it. Here you can see it's showing me the voltages of each of the cell groups, and these are just as I put them together. So the idea is that as you charge or discharge and recharge this thing, this BMS is keeping track of all of these and keeping these in balance, shutting the battery off when the voltages either individually or as a total get too low or too high, or the temperature gets too low or too high. So that's what this BMS is all about. And just as a teaser, what's this all for? There it is. You can see my electric motor is mounted on the rear of my bike. That is an electric 1500 watt hub motor. And this bag here I just got from Amazon the other day, and it is going to be the place where this big battery compartment, or this big battery goes. And there's a lot of other components that I need to install on this, but you can kind of have it hidden here. Here's some of the wire runs along here, comes up from the motor on the other side. Here's where it comes out of the hub motor down there, and I just have the wire strapped and running up the frame, and it terminates right here for now, but I'll have to hook up a number of different things to that, which include mainly this controller. That's sort of the brains of the operation, and there'll be a lot more to it as I go along. So